All right, guys, welcome back. We have week 3 preview for college football. The first 2 weeks have been nothing but excitement, which is exactly what you want to see as a college football fan. And we have yet another great week of football ahead. It's a little underwhelming, but we do still have great matchups. The matchup we're going to start off with is Clemson facing off against Georgia Tech in Georgia Tech, ACC rivalry sort of matchup here. What are you guys looking forward to in this matchup?
I'm looking forward to a Clemson team that kind of proves themselves in this rivalry after an early loss. ESPN has these guys, has Georgia Tech favored to win. I don't really see that happening here. I see the old version of Dabo Swinney and the Clemson Tigers coming back slowly but surely onto the college football scene.
I'm looking forward to Clemson bouncing back. They faced a tough opponent week 1 in LSU. And I think Clemson clearly already has the edge, but I think now even more that they already played a tough opponent, although it was at home, but they already played a tough opponent, so they already kind of know what they struggle with in close games, and I think Dabo and the coaching staff will make good adjustments, and they'll win this game.
All right, well, I'm kind of taking the opposition there. I think Georgia Tech's going to win this one, get a defiant win for their season. Get a top 15 ranked win here. Georgia Tech's 2-0. They beat Colorado in week 1 by 7 and then obviously handled Gardner-Webb pretty easily. Just with the way Clemson's been struggling lately and Georgia Tech's been on a roll, 2-0 to start the season, that's pretty good for a Georgia Tech football team. I'm going to have to go with Georgia Tech.
I know it's early in the season, but I think this is pretty much a must-win for Clemson. I think if they lose this game, it would be pretty hard for the committee come late November, early December to really have a case for the Clemson Tigers if they were to lose this game. I know it's early, but I think it's hard to come back from a 1-2 start and make the playoffs.
Completely agree. Next matchup we got is in the SEC. We're headed over to Neyland Stadium, and we got Georgia versus Tennessee. Both teams are entering this matchup 2-0, and this is the first real test for both teams, as Georgia and Tennessee have just eased their way into the season. But I feel like in this matchup, Georgia's got the upper hand, although it is in Tennessee. I just think that Tennessee's kind of a younger team this year. They lost Nico in the transfer portal. They lost their great running back in Dylan Sampson. And I just think Georgia is kind of returning a lot of guys, not to mention they always reload. So I'm going to have to go with Georgia here, getting a great win on the road against Tennessee in what will be a great atmosphere at the 3:30 slot.
I'm going to have to disagree with you here. I'm taking Tennessee. Georgia's offense has looked close to piss poor as you could. They only scored 28 points against Austin Peay, and they had their starters in pretty much the whole game, which is not good. They're an FCS team, I'm pretty sure. So who knows how many points they're going to score against Tennessee. Gunnar Stockton only has two passing touchdowns so far in the year. Not looking good so far if you're a Georgia fan. Offense is not what you want to see if you're trying to contend for a national championship. Give me Tennessee.
Yeah, I think it's going to come down a lot to the quarterback play. Gunnar Stockton's in his second year starting really with the Bulldogs, and Joey Aguilar's first year. Like we said, they lost Nico. I think it's really going to come down to who plays a better, smart, cleaner game on each side. I think both defenses are there. I think, like Alexander mentioned, Georgia's offense didn't look very good against Austin Peay, and Tennessee, this is their first test. I think Georgia's going to win this one just because I believe more in Kirby Smart and his willingness to win against top-tier teams. And I just don't think Tennessee has the firepower to really go head-to-head with Georgia this early in the season. If this might have been later in the season, I think I might be going another way, but I just think the young experience as a team for Tennessee is just really going to hurt them late in this game.
All right, we got a 2v1 matchup there, or 2v1 in favor there. Moving on to South Florida, who's arguably one of the hottest teams in college football, probably behind Ohio State. Other than that, they're the hottest. Taking on Miami, an interstate matchup here. Both teams, once again, entering as 2-0. South Florida is now ranked after beating, I believe, Florida, and then one other team. blanking on that. But
Boise State.
Boise State, there we go. But 2 ranked wins at the time, and Miami is also coming off a win versus Notre Dame in Week 1, and they haven't seemed to slow down. So, got a great matchup here. Although South Florida is one of the hottest teams in football, I am going to have to pick Miami here. Carson Beck looked way too good against that Notre Dame team, and I think if you can pick apart the Notre Dame defense, you can pick apart the South Florida defense. So give me Miami here, getting another great win to start their season.
Yeah, I mean, as much as I agree with you about Miami, I'm hoping for the upset here. I think this is the week that the madness starts.
Be a great upset.
If South Florida, I'm looking at their schedule. If South Florida can get through this Miami game with a win, they're making the playoffs. They got
Undefeated, maybe.
They will be undefeated going into the playoffs if they win this game. And they kind of need it. These first 3 weeks. Great scheduling by South Florida, I gotta say. First 3 weeks, all ranked opponents when they played them, which is really going to be helpful when it comes to decision week or decision time, whatever you want to call it. But, yeah, I think South Florida can go into Hard Rock Stadium and complete the upset.
Yeah, I'm kind of looking at the stats here. Like Houston said, Carson Beck played pretty good against Notre Dame. The talk people aren't really giving South Florida a shot at all. I think it's going to be close till the end of the game. I think Miami's really going to pull away. I just don't think South Florida's quite ready for this big of a game. I would not be shocked at all if Mario Cristobal and the Miami Hurricanes find a way to blow this game, going all the way back to the Georgia Tech fumble 1 or 2 years ago. It's been the start of it all. So I wouldn't be surprised. Still not bottoming in on Carson Beck. Still scares me a little bit. I don't think he's that great of a quarterback. Obviously, it's early. I know he played good against Notre Dame, but I still don't think he's the guy that's really going to lead you to a championship. He might lead you to beat South Florida, but that's great. But that's not going to lead you to build a championship. And on top of that, I think Boise State was a cupcake-ranked win, if I might add.
Yeah.
As cupcake as you're going to get.
Completely agree.
I mean,
they were probably 25th at the time.
They were 25th.
Yeah.
And they didn't have anybody that helped them win last year.
They were ranked solely off 25th just because of last year.
They finished 6th last year.
I know, but I'm saying
got to put them in the top 25.
I know.
They were ranked 25th because of their season last year.
I think Miami's going to get it done, but I wouldn't be shocked if they find a way to lose. I think it's going to be more Miami finds a way to lose than South Florida finds a way to win.
Now we're moving on to the primetime match. This is a matchup that's been talked about pretty much since last season ended. Texas A&M headed into Notre Dame to take them on primetime. Texas A&M is 2-0, has had a pretty good start. You know, they ran into a little bit of problems in their Week 1 match, but outside of that, been phenomenal. Notre Dame is 0-1 because they had their bye in Week 2.
Very early bye.
Very early, but I think also a much-needed bye coming off that loss just in that close of a fashion. But I am picking Notre Dame just because they've had a whole week and a half, to prepare for this. They've had time to go over the game film versus Miami, and they've had time to look ahead to this week forever. So, not to mention, going into Notre Dame is not an easy atmosphere to walk into. I get Texas A&M has a great atmosphere as well, but on the road in Notre Dame is just a different atmosphere. So I've got Notre Dame bouncing back, getting a critical win, and then from here on out, I think Notre Dame's going to do some easy sailing into the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, I'd like to I don't know. Notre Dame against Miami just looked a little stagnant. They didn't look as fierce as they did last year. Obviously, they lost a lot of guys from the offense last year. I don't think they should be. I think they're too well ranked. I think they should be more in the 10-12 range. But they've only played one game. Not much to judge on. I think Texas A&M and Marcel Reed's going to get this done. I don't think Notre Dame has the firepower to keep up with Texas A&M.
Yeah, I mean, I could see this game going either way. I think I'm going to lead towards Notre Dame just solely because it's at Notre Dame, but
I think that's a big factor.
Yeah, I would agree. I just think this is a must-win for both teams. Notre Dame, this is their last ranked opponent. Nobody else really good on the schedule.
It would be brutal if they're own too.
Yeah, Texas A&M plays after Notre Dame. Right now, number 24 ranked Auburn.
Okay.
And then a few weeks later, number 3 LSU. and then the week after that, 25 Missouri, 11 South Carolina, and then finishes off with Texas. So they really have a gauntlet towards the end of the year. So I don't think they want to be having to go an uphill battle getting to the final stretch. I think they really want to get their key wins early in the season, and this would just be the start of it for them. So I think it's going to be Notre Dame. I think I would like to see Notre Dame win just because this is all they got. I think college football is better when Notre Dame's in the top 12 or in the playoffs or competing. But I could see this going either way.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard for anybody to get in the playoffs with 2 or more losses. And if Texas A&M doesn't win this game, you got to think they're dropping one to Texas at the end of the season. And the way it stands right now, you got to think they're going to drop one to LSU. So that puts them at 3. But any win from here on out helps Texas A&M get in the playoffs. Also helps Notre Dame. Notre Dame's definitely fighting that uphill battle, being 0-1. They're definitely fighting that uphill battle if they lose this one come Saturday, excuse me.
I don't think there is a battle if they lose this Sunday.
Really?
I don't think they have the key wins.
I guess without a conference championship, you're right.
They don't have the key win to do it, and they don't have a hard enough schedule to say, well, we lost 2 games.
Yeah.
I think they have to win out.
Yeah.
There's no way they get in if they don't win out.
I'd agree.
That's fair. All right, guys. Well, that's all we have. Another great week of college football coming up. Hope you guys enjoy the games on Saturday. And just make sure you guys comment down below what games we should highlight in week 4 and in the weeks coming after that. Really appreciate you guys for watching, and we'll see you guys next time. Peace.